instances of paranormal phenomena have been reported in this desolate place. Events that may reflect the area's tragic past.
Through. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Dangerous Podcast. We talk all things paranormal. I'm Ken James, and this is Jason McKittrick.
Hey, folks.
Whether or not hell or dwell in the dark, we want to talk about it. And tonight, in our third edition of Nosferatu November, we're going to discuss a little fella known as Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, Vlad Tepish.
Yeah, Vlad Tepish. Some may say the original vamp himself.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. Some may say.
Some may say.
Some may say. Others might not. I don't know those ones.
Some may say, love, it is a river. Weird, right?
Yeah, it was good. No, it was good. I just needed the poetry right now for me. Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
But before we get into the Impaler, I'm going to send it over to Jay for tonight's jump scare.
Thanks, Ken. This story comes to us from Jenny from Camden.
Jenny from the block.
Yeah. She's entitled this one "Laughter." Already I'm scared. Jenny says, "I encountered the ghost of a little girl once. She was in my parents' old house, which is where I grew up as a teenager. I heard a clear voice wake me up from sleep a few times, saying, 'Hello?' I hate it. I was never afraid, and I never thought much of it until it happened a few times. Then, one night, she laughed 2 distinct syllables. I hate it. I feel bad for her, honestly. Imagine being a kid trapped on the other side of a place you know, unable to do hardly anything to it. You're alone, no one can meaningfully interact with you, and worst of all, are the other things that occasionally wander this side of reality with you. It's got to be terrifying."
Sure.
Jenny, Camden.
I guess that, you're taking it that way. I'm thinking...
I'm terrified.
I'm going Zach Baggins. Straight up demon, dog.
Oh, it's a demon?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a demon dog?
No, dog. I'm in a dog renaissance. I've been... Not like dog's been my thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
So if you hear that, guys, sorry. It's where I'm at right now.
It's more of an up dog.
What's up, dog?
Nothing, bro. What's up with you?
Nothing, G. So ghost kids. Thank God it's not a granny again, because we, up to here with ghost grannies. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they gravitate.
They do follow us.
Yeah.
They just want to, make us soup and sandwiches.
Yeah. Did you eat today?
Yeah.
Oh. I haven't had lunch yet. I'll make you something.
Yeah. 4-course meal comes.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's good. Good. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, ghost kids, not terrifying. It's more of a, I think I told you an anecdote this morning. I just wanted to sleep in the day.
Yeah, right.
I was woken at 6:15 at full volume by my 8-year-old. Dad, my nose is running. Yeah. No respect for that anyone else is sleeping. Yeah, it's still dark out. That's what ghost kids are. It's like, go blow your nose.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what you do.
And she comes back in. It's still running, full volume. The other one doesn't even move.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's a ghost kid for you.
That is a ghost kid.
An annoyance.
You're haunted by their annoying habits.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't feel bad for the ghost kid.
No.
They're still bothering you from the other side.
Yeah.
Whoa. This just came across the other Dangerous Podcast.
It's more your side this time.
Yeah, right. It's another
one.
Well, do you hear bats?
Again. Are bats bringing them?
They might be dropping them, throwing them.
Okay.
But it's another haunted headline. Very spooky. It's very spooky. All right, guys. So this night's or week's haunted headline
additions.
Villa Carpina The owners of this Italian mansion say it's haunted by Mussolini family ghosts. Yep. Showcasing fascist dictator Benito Mussolini's military uniform, his beloved motorbike, and an iron cradle and a spooky bedroom mirror, Villa Capernia is clearly a museum unafraid of the dark side of history. But if the ick factor of visiting this place with connections to Adolf Hitler's wartime ally isn't enough, the owners of this mansion in Italy's northeastern Emilia-Romagna region say there's also a strong chance of bumping into his ghost. Located in Carpina, a tiny district of the city of Forli, an Italian city, the property is rumored to be haunted by several ghosts of the Mussolini family, the late Italian leader included. And locals claim they have proof as well. Stacked with all sorts of personal objects and artworks that belong to the family, Villa Carpina was the Mussolini family's country retreat. Today, the Liberty-style yellowish mansion, also called the House of the Memories, lures history buffs and scare seekers. Since it was purchased by Italian businessman in 2000, its new owner and other invited guests claim to have experienced intense paranormal activity and supernatural happenings, some of which a team of self-proclaimed Ghostbusters says it witnessed and recorded. The face in the mirror. This place is alive with their presence. They are still here, and we can feel them. They are constantly watching us, says Domenico Morosini, current owner and operator of the villa, with his wife Adele. I feel they respect us. We are not afraid, but we don't want to disturb these spirits, so I avoid entering the villa when it's nighttime. The couple who live in the adjacent new building on the mansion's estate spent years on a global scavenger hunt to track and recover lost original pieces that once belonged to the Mussolini family, which they have used to furnish the villa. Italian interests in Mussolini, who held his country in thrall from 1922 to 1943 until Italy's World War II failures led to him being overthrown and arrested, has intensified in recent years. While many continue to condemn his fascist legacy, he remains a figure of fascination for better or worse. So there's a lot of different hauntings that go on here, and the new owner's talking about it, man.
Well, I mean, those places are expensive, so you got to get some tourism dollars in there. Right. So, Ghost of Mussolini.
Yeah.
No, faster. No, faster.
Oh, faster?
Hundos. Every time. Or whatever they have over there.
I don't know.
Italian money?
Yeah. Fettuccine?
Yes. It's fettuccine. That's it.
Hey, I'm Italian, I can say.
So am I.
Yeah, sure.
So, Ken.
Yes.
Today's edition of Nosferatu November, as you said, we are covering Vlad the Impaler. Vlad the Third. Now, few names have cast more terror into the human heart than Dracula. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The legendary vampire created by author Bram Stoker for his 1897 novel of the same name has inspired countless horror movies, television shows, and other blood-curdling tales of vampires, as we've discussed earlier this month.
Yep.
Though Dracula may seem like a singular creation to the uninitiated,
yeah, right.
Stoker, in fact, drew inspiration from a real-life man with an even more grotesque taste for blood. Vlad III, Prince of Wallachia, or as he is better known, Vlad the Impaler. Vlad the Besh. A name he earned for his favorite way of dispensing with his enemies. So a little background on this guy. A little resume for Vlad.
Yeah.
Vlad III was born in 1431 in Transylvania. He was going hard.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, a lot of dipping like bread in your soup, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Medieval times, using your hands. All good stuff. All good things. Yeah,
chalices.
Yeah. A mountainous region in modern-day Romania. His father was Vlad II Dracul, ruler of Wallachia, a principality located to the south of Transylvania. Vlad II was granted the surname Dracul, which means dragon, after his induction into the Order of the Dragon.
Sick.
A Christian military order supported by the Holy Roman Emperor. Like, it's pretty cool. Dragon.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, really?
You mean you're probably having like secret? Do you think they were having like secret like meetings in basements and like doing wacky shit?
Yeah.
You think Vlad was like Vlad the Third was like conceived in some kind of like eyes wide shut kind of like fucking ceremony?
Dude, there was a lot of mysticism with that Christianity. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's that. it's that like almost the Sicilian stuff where it gets very blended with other older shit. Yeah, very cool stuff. I'm into it. So, situated between Christian Europe and the Muslim lands of the Ottoman Empire, Transylvania and Wallachia were frequently the scene of bloody battles as Ottoman forces pushed westward into Europe. And Christian crusaders repulsed the invaders or marched eastward toward the Holy Land. So when Vlad II was called to a diplomatic meeting in 1442 with Sultan Murad II, he brought his young sons, Vlad III and Radu, along. But the meeting was actually a trap. All three were arrested and held hostage. The elder Vlad was released under the condition that he leave his sons behind. Not fucking around.
Yeah.
So under the Ottomans, Vlad and his younger brother were tutored in science, philosophy, and the arts. Vlad also became a skilled horseman and warrior. According to some accounts, however, he may have also been imprisoned and tortured for part of that time, during which he would have witnessed the impalement of his the Ottoman enemies. Excuse me. The rest of Vlad's family, however, fared even worse. His father was ousted as ruler of Wallachia by local warlords and was killed in the swamps near Balteni, Wallachia, in 1447. Vlad's older brother, Mircea, was tortured, blinded, and buried alive.
Like you do.
Yeah. Whether these events turned Vlad III, Dracula, son of the dragon, which is what it means, or son of the devil, the devil, into a ruthless killer is a matter of historical speculation. What is certain, however, is that Vlad was freed from Ottoman captivity shortly after his family's death. His reign of blood began. In 1453, the city of Constantinople fell to the Ottomans, threatening all of Europe with an invasion. Vlad was charged with leading a force to defend Wallachia from an invasion. His 1456 battle to protect his homeland was victorious. Legend holds that he personally beheaded his opponent, Vladislav II, in one-on-one combat. Yeah! Dude, they not fucking around back then.
How do you think that like fight ended? Like he knocked him to his knees and just like,
I think it was like one of those things like, all right, imagine like nighttime battlefield, but there's flames everywhere. So you see like the silhouette of the troops surrounding them. Yeah. He's there with his badass armor, not like the Dracula movie, like the red licorice. No, he has like a just awesome plate armor, and that dragon is like right here. He's got a sick sword. He's got that banging porn stash. He's got the long hair. And they just go at it. The other guy has like the curved maybe Ottoman sword. I don't know. And they're just going at it, and like he just bests him like right from the beginning. Just cuts his sword. It's like that scene where his sword cuts the other one in half. Yeah. Like maybe the point gets stuck in a tree or something. Yeah. And then
he has an anime moment where he's like,
and the guy goes at him, and then he just takes his legs out or something, and then he like, as the dude's on the floor all fucked up or whatever, he like turns to his arm, he's like,
and they're like losing their shit,
and then he just turns around and just takes his head right off, and he picks it up, and he's like drinking the blood. Some Conan the Barbarian shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the part in the pit when he's like fucking those dudes up, that's what I like that. Yeah. Like totally brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, so that you asked.
That's fact here now.
Canon. ODP canon. Yeah. So, though now he was now ruler of the Principality of Wallachia, principality meaning that he was actually a prince, like Vlad III, Dracula was a prince. His lands were in a ruinous state due to constant warfare and the internal strife caused by feuding boyars. I'm not going to go into it. It's actually a lot of political bullshit, but there are these Germans that lived in Wallachia who were actually wealthy landowners, so they could actually control policy because they owned so much and were involved in like import export. Right. So he actually was beholden to them a little bit until they, well, you'll see what happens. So to consolidate power, Vlad invited hundreds of the boyars to a banquet on Easter. Knowing his authority would be challenged, he had his guests stabbed and their still twitching bodies impaled. Now, that's kind of funny because they leave this part out in this story. I actually know this story very well. Killed some, impaled some, then immediately took them, and they were like Easter finery. These are like aristocrats, like straight up. Marched them up the side of this mountain to build his castle, and they didn't stop working until they were dead. Yeah. So like they're saying that like apparently historical texts say that like they worked till their clothes fell off, and then they still worked. Yeah. So and this is on like this like treacherous cliff. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. Castle Dracula was built by
Dying men.
dying aristocrats.
Yeah. Built.
Under revenge.
Yeah.
So awesome.
It is. I mean, there's not too many revenge tales as sweet as that of Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, absolutely. He's a revenge motif.
Yeah.
So, what is impaling?
I could tell you, but
However, well, okay. So impaling, they kind of gloss over on this, but I'll go into detail. Impaling is a particularly gruesome form of torture and death. Clearly, a wood or metal pole is inserted through the body, either front to back or vertically through the rectum or vagina. Yeah,
the good stuff.
yeah. The exit wound could be near the victim's neck, so it'll come out here, shoulders, or mouth. Mm-hmm. So like. In some cases, the pole was rounded, not sharp, to avoid damaging internal organs and thereby prolonging the suffering of the victim.
Yeah.
The pole was then raised vertically to display the victim's torment. It could take hours or days for the impaled person to die. So people think, oh, impaled, it's a sharp pike. Not really. Yeah. It's actually meant to be, yeah. It's like, ease it in.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So...
how mad were you if you didn't get through the mouth? You know what I mean? You're like,
yeah. God, that one was looking good. You know they were doing bets. It looks, oh, here it comes. One came out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
You tried, Bill.
Yep. Actually, in the beginning of Monster Squad, there's a nod to this because there's actually a correctly impaled skeleton right in the beginning because the thing is coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And you can see that's going through the back. It's not just like take him and just turn him this way and just it's
right.
I mean, you can do that.
Yeah.
But
you were able.
Yeah. So, though Vlad is widely credited with bringing order and stability to Wallachia, his rule was undisputedly vicious. Dozens of Saxon merchants who were once allied with the boyars, like I mentioned, were also impaled in 1459. This was his jam.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
The Ottoman Turks were never far from Vlad's thoughts or his borders. When diplomatic envoys had an audience with Vlad in 1459, the diplomats declined to remove their hats, citing a religious custom. Commending them on their religious devotion, Vlad ensured that their hats would forever remain on their heads by having the hats nailed to their skulls.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you're not going to take them off? Yeah. No, you can't leave.
Yeah, no, he's can't leave.
Exactly the same thing, just a little more brutal.
Yeah. All his guys coming in from the back door of the bar.
Yeah, they're already standing there. They're just like, they got the hammer and the nails just waiting. Yeah. Tootie, over here.
Tootie.
During one of his many successful campaigns against the Ottomans, Vlad wrote to a military ally in 1462, quote, I have killed peasants, men and women, old and young, who lived at Oblusitska and Novoselo, where the Danube flows into the sea. We killed 23,884 Turks, without counting those whom we burned in homes, or the Turks whose heads were cut by our soldiers. Thus, Your Highness, you must know that I have broken the peace. He's not fucking around.
Articulate, too, you know?
Yeah. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Vlad's victories over the invading Ottomans were celebrated throughout Wallachia, Transylvania, and the rest of Europe. Even Pope Pius II was impressed.
He's like, damn, dude.
He's like, good job. Well, hey, man, he was the guy. Like, he was the one. He was the first guy to meet. Like, when the Turks were coming, he was the one guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, he's gonna be brutal, I guess.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I heard about the hat thing. Good work.
Yep. He's like, I like that. It's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
But Vlad also earned a much darker reputation. On one occasion, he reportedly dined among a veritable forest of defeated warriors writhing on impaled poles. It's not known whether the tales of Vlad III Dracula dipping his bread in the blood of his victims are true, but stories about his unspeakable sadism swirled throughout Europe. Yeah, that's the dining, and there's a famous woodcut. If we could find it, we'll put it right here. Of him dining amongst the forest of the impaled, and he was dipping his bread in blood. And gangsta.
Yeah, that is gangster.
Do you think he had a lot of rings on, or do you think it was more practical?
No. I've seen his outfits. I've seen that hat.
All right, so if he was having dinner, wasn't on the battlefield, he was G'd out.
Oh, yeah.
But then on the battlefield, he was no nonsense.
No nonsense. Yeah, it was all it was all gauntlets and.
He was like Dr. Doom, but with a red cape. Something like that.
Yeah. Giant fucking dragon mask. That'd be sick.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
There was a game. Did you ever play? They were like downloadable. There was a History Channel game.
Oh yeah, I played it.
The one with him. Yeah. The Deadliest Warrior.
Deadliest Warrior. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They had the first one that had the ninjas and the samurai and stuff.
Yep.
This one you got to play as people, and he had the curved sword.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome. Those games are so cool.
Yeah, they were fun. I remember because I think you told me about them. I was like, oh, no shit.
Yeah.
So in total, Vlad is estimated to have killed about 80,000 people through various means. This includes some 20,000 people who were impaled and put on display outside the city of Târgoviște. The sight was so repulsive that the invading Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II, after seeing the scale of Vlad's carnage and the thousands of decaying bodies being picked apart by crows, turned back and retreated to Constantinople. Apparently that's like true. Like he was so disgusted, like it's actually in his records too, as well as the other guy's records, that like it was so depraved, he was like, I'm going home. Yeah. He's like, if this is what he does to
visitors with like disagreements.
Yeah, because the people in this 20,000, these apparently were people who were like criminals or someone that he disagreed with in the country. I forget the particulars, but they were his own people, essentially. They were from his own borders. He's like, if this is what he does to his own people, what's he going to do to us? Which is amazing.
It's funny though, he's probably like more of the same.
A lot of this. Yeah. See this? I'm good at this.
Yeah. Well, if it ain't right.
Yeah. Got a lot of grease and poles over here. Yeah. So it happened.
Oh God, just like a dull.
Yeah. Yeah, a telephone pole.
Yeah.
But rounded on the edge.
Yeah.
Like a big baseball bat. Horrendous. So, in 1476, while marching to yet another battle with the Ottomans, Vlad and a small vanguard of soldiers were ambushed, and Vlad was killed and beheaded. By most reports, his head was delivered to Mehmed II in Constantinople as a trophy to be displayed above the city gates. The Middle Ages were notoriously violent, and the name of Vlad III Dracula may have been a mere historical footnote, were it not for this specific 1820 book by a British consul where he mentions him. And this book was read by Bram Stoker later on, and it's like famously reported that, he wrote in his notebook Dracula name. Like, oh, that's a cool fucking name for a guy. So that's the historic take on the end of Vlad the Impaler. But there's also people that say that he escaped.
Right.
And so he had this secret monastery that was in the middle of a lake on a little island. It's called Snagov Monastery. And apparently it's where they buried his headless corpse. But there was also this old story that there was like these underground tunnels that went from the... So like you have the lake, you have the monastery. There was like tunnels that went back to the land, and he had like a treasure trove under there, right? And they said that he actually did escape, and then he there's like a local legend that he escaped and the peasants helped him escape, and he just lived somewhere else and like lived out his days, doing whatever the fuck.
They're like we've been seeing a lot of impalings going on around here. Like, does anyone know what's up? And he's just there like blood on the bread.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. He's like, you want some bloody bread? That's the folk belief because, yes, this is extremely violent. It's a character who is known for his viciousness. Yeah. But today, in modern day, Romania, where this is, he's literally viewed as like the George Washington of that area. Like he is their guy. Yeah. And all his places are revered. They're all like his birthplace is still there. There's this one museum, pretty fucking amazing. They have his armor still, his helmet, his armor, and his fucking sword.
That's
and it's
awesome.
Like it's like he's got the chainmail, but then his like helmet is like one of those like those dome ones, but it has like one piece that goes down all the way like this. It's like straight. It's like that is fucking awesome. That's the one he wore when he fucked that dude up in personal combat,
and then took the helmet off. And was
Yeah, or he's getting killed in battle and he's still going. He takes his helmet off and hits people with the helmet, so he's just not going down, just still slashing. Whether there's 100 swords going into him, and arrows.
To be a fly in the wall, then
Oh, amazing! So, we would be remiss if we didn't mention that there is no vampire tradition around him at all. The only blood drinking is these is the historical thing where he was bloodthirsty, and just to show how bloodthirsty he was,
he's like, I'll just do this to show you I'm a fucking madman, don't mess around.
Exactly. Like literally in my mind he's Conan. Like it's literally kind of what he is. So just doing the damn thing. So it's actually funny because Bram Stoker writes the book, uses the name. People in Romania didn't even know of this until 1992. there was no translated
Some
version.
guy got the book and was like, you see this shit?
Well, they didn't translate it
Right.
until that time. So then they translate it.
Yeah.
It becomes a big thing. And now, so there's all this tourism around it. There's like a Dracula festival. There's a Dracula. You can go to the town. It's actually pretty hysterical. There's an episode of Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations where he goes to Romania and he does the whole thing. And won't be able to do it, so I won't say it.
Yeah.
But I would put a clip here, but I don't think we'll be able to get it.
Yeah.
But it's funny as hell, and like they do the whole thing, and like they have him stay in a room. It's just there's all these castles that they say are Castle Dracula specifically. It's like Bran Castle. It's not. That's not Dracula's castle. There's one castle that's his. It's called Poyanari Castle. It's a ruined castle. It's the one that I mentioned that the aristocrats built. It's up on this peak. It like overlooks this river. It's like a great like strategic standpoint, and it's like today there's all these like the Ghost Adventures episode. These things that exist before those episodes, but like there's the story that like there's this ghost light that's seen that's red.
Yeah.
It's like perfect.
Yeah.
And it's seen going from the castle and it goes down the hill and disappears. And like people have been seeing it for like generations.
Yeah.
And it's like that's fucking cool.
The Ghost Adventures episode.
There's the Haunted Forest.
The one I'm thinking of the one where he was talking to a descendant.
Yes.
I had that on when you were first coming up to discuss this.
Yeah.
Before we went out to dinner, I watched that episode.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. That is funny. Yeah, it's funny because like it's Zach, so he does what he does, and he makes it really stupid because the locals around there are like, yeah, whatever. I'll tell you a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it is now. It's funny because once you start, you know how the algorithm works. I was researching this stuff on my phone, so like immediately all these on my Instagram ads come up. Soil from Dracula's castle. It's like that's from your backyard in fucking Staten Island.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, in that episode too, that one girl that's like he's asking it. She's like, "You'll see." Remember that girl?
Yeah.
She's like, you don't know.
Yeah, she's the is that the descendant, the one who's like a princess?
No,
almost?
she was cool.
Yeah.
The other chick was kind of like doing like it is very scary in the case. She was the guide.
Yeah, she was the guy. Yeah. She was also like a local historian or something.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. I mean, the dude was a hell of a guy. I mean, clearly, he founded the modern city of Bucharest. He founded that city. I mean, he's their guy over there, and yes, brutal fucking dude. But what, 1462, 1476?
You kind of had to be brutal.
That's how you got your message across. Right. You didn't, law. Might makes right. That was the law back then.
Yeah.
So
you're not hopping on a soapbox. You're not gonna be shouting.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You're like, what my soapbox is? Yeah. It's on a spike that's up there.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's how I shout.
Yep. It's funny. There's like a story too that like some foreign dignitary was visiting his capital. I think it was Targovishte was the name of the town, and he took his coin purse full of gold coins, placed it right in the center of the town. He's like, all right, come on. And the guy's like, you're leaving your gold. He's like, it's the safest place in the world. He's like, no one's going to touch that.
Yeah.
And nobody did, because find out like a month before he pulled the same gag, but he knew what was going to happen. So he's like, I'm going to leave my coin purse out here. It had his emblem on it, the dragon emblem. So whoever was grabbing that knew it was his.
Yeah.
Somebody grabbed it. He didn't know who grabbed it, so he just he like decimated the town, which is a military term. It means every 10th person they kill.
Okay, yeah.
The term decimated means deca means 10.
Yeah.
So he took every 10th person and impaled them. And then so then he did it again when the dignitary came.
Do you think his coin purse showed up like after that, like someone was like, fuck. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if they put it back, but like he set that up, like and then it's funny, like years later, it's not even like connected at all, but then like that movie Gangs in New York has that, I'll put my watch here, it'll be safe. It's like, you stole that from Dracula, you fuck. Because I've been into the history of Vlad the Impaler for a long time, because he's an interesting character.
I remember learning like for the first time in like elementary school about this, and then you'd hear the tales, and then like You always heard if the people complained about the smell, he'd put them on higher spikes.
Yeah,
I read that was like locked in.
That's
that
another
was the
one.
Stories.
There's another like when he was. I can't go into everything because his story is very complex. There's a lot of this political stuff, but he was imprisoned a few times because he had a couple reigns that were like interrupted when he lost a couple battles. They would imprison him, but because he was a prince, they don't kill them. They put them. So they said like one of the times that he was in prison, like they found all these mice impaled in his cell. It's like, you're next, Mickey.
Yeah. He's just passing the time.
They're like banging on the door. The fuck are you doing in there? You shut up. Yeah. You're next.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
In my mind, he was acting like Nandor.
Yeah, right.
Because that's who Nandor is based on.
Right, yeah.
So, the Relentless.
The Relentless, yeah. That's so funny, impaling mice.
Yeah,
he's just bored. He's bored.
He's bored, but then they said in the beginning of the article, like when he was with the Turks, like they, again, this is this very violent period. He saw some crazy shit when he was there, and they say he possibly picked up this, proclivity for torture, and something about impalement he was really into.
He really liked.
You know what? He liked it.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? It's the first time he was like 5 out of 5.
Yeah. Would recommend.
Yeah, would recommend. Yep.
He's like, this is my shit.
Yep.
He's like, yo, you guys know it's cool.
You know what's going on?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah. No.
Impaling motherfuckers.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. Crazy interesting character. I mean, I have a bunch of books that I've read on him, and it delves into stuff. There's all these legends about what happened to his body.
Right.
There's the multiple burial places, like I said, at the one monastery. Every grave is empty.
Yeah.
They don't have a body for him. There's the story that his head was presented to the Sultan. They think that's just propaganda.
Yeah.
They think that possibly he did escape because that area is a mountainous, very thick forested area.
Yeah. He got the fight. He was out.
Yeah.
But also, he was a vampire. So he's still alive today.
I think what the thing is that people really want to believe is that, like, now because they've become conflated, like, it's like, oh, vampire.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But, like, didn't mean anything until, Bram Stoker came along in, whatever years that was, 18... Christ, I don't remember.
It's really... It's really funny, man. It's
1897.
Funny. It's so funny how, like, just a good piece of fiction
yeah.
can just affect reality so much.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Because now there's all these vampire decorations in these historical castles because this guy in England wrote this book.
Yeah.
And, it's what it is.
It's cool, though.
Dude, I would love to go visit. I'd love to go see the castle. I would do all the hokey shit.
Yeah, my mom at one point, because she would do these big to-dos, she was like, I'm thinking it was like the year they started it. She's like, they do like an amusement park in Dracula's castle.
Yeah, it's in the town.
And she's like, well, I don't know, fucking, I was like, I don't know, 12, 13. Yeah. Do they got Grand Theft Auto there, Mo?
Yeah. Creepy basement goblin was in full effect. You weren't going nowhere. Nowhere.
Nah, dog. No, but it's cool. I just the whole like Order of the Dragon Warrior thing. Sick. Come on.
Yep.
Just a big fucking dragon emblem, just like...
Dude, he walked places and people were just like...
Yeah.
And he was pulling bad bitches.
Oh, dude. That's all he did.
Yeah.
That's all he did was pull bad bitches.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to be impaled?
Yeah. He's like, I show you the true impaler.
Yeah, and then they'll come up to him like, I hear you're the impaler.
He's like, let me show you the bat wing.
Yeah. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. You bastard.
You son of a
bitch. Sylvanian alive like Batwing. Spit you flat like paper.
I love thinking that Luis Guzman was in,
waiting.
Was just hanging out with Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, could you imagine that? Like he was like his page or something, and he was just giving him ideas. Stretch your nut skin across his face and call it the Batwing. He's like,
I like you, Mr. Guzman.
Yes, and you can play Gomez.
Yeah. You'll be in the movie called The Boogie Nights.
Yes, it'll be weird.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. The girls were like, "I hear you."
Yeah, no, but like that's
impaling.
This is where it goes into like what we do in the shadows territory,
right. Or Dracula Dead loving it,
Because what I think we're talking about like how historical things plus a story can really go somewhere, but I think it's like you really can if this stuff lends itself to comedy too, because it's so gruesome that I think you get to a gruesome point and then it crosses a line into comedy. Yeah, you just get to that point. It's like, this is hysterical.
Yeah, you can't process.
It's so unreal that it's funny.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing that's like.
Yeah, it's like watching a horror. Anytime you watch a horror movie that's so over the top. Yeah. Me personally, I start laughing.
Yeah, you giggle.
Like the Art the Clown movies, I laughed and then I was like, oh, these are terrible. But I'm like, it's silly.
I said I wasn't going to watch it, but Britt, she wanted to.
Part 2?
Yeah.
I didn't watch part 2 yet. Is it bad?
It's so stupid.
People are like, he's the new slasher. I'm like, he kind of sucks.
He really sucks. Yeah. Brittany was even like, she's like, this is fucking bad. I was
the first one at least had an angle, kind of.
Kind of, but it's a series of shitty shot scenes.
The one with the tape, is that All Hallows Eve? The original one with him, yeah. Before Terrifier.
Yeah, I didn't.
All Hallows Eve, yeah.
Dude, I couldn't even tell you.
That's the first one.
I know, but oh God, it's so stupid.
Anyway.
Anyway,
he's no Vlad the Impaler.
He's no Vlad the Impaler.
He's sawing somebody in half. He's like, oh, one person?
Yeah.
Forrester the Impaled.
Yeah. And he's like, I didn't play with my shit in the bathroom. Yeah. There's more of that in the sequel.
Great.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, dude, I want so badly for him to be a vampire.
I know, man.
But he turned himself into one just through his deeds.
Yeah, I mean, he's as close as you can get to a historical vampire lord.
Yeah.
That it's like the only thing that's really missing is just the fangs.
Right.
I mean, and at this point, because of all the people over there that have taken in Romania who've returned, it's like, well, it kind of is kind of real now.
Yeah.
It does, the historical facts are kind of a nuisance. It's like, yeah, don't say that part, but say this part.
Yeah,
he drank lots of blood.
I like the idea of him becoming one, not like in the trailer for Dracula Untold.
Oh, into a fist made of bats, and he punches the army.
He goes in the cave, and it's fucking Benedict from Last Action Hero,
right?
And he bites him. You want to be a great warrior.
Dude, I remember the first time you were there.
We were there, yeah.
Yep. I literally was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, we were laughing too.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, we were seeing.
Wouldn't all the bats just squish?
Yeah, right. But we were seeing As Above, So Below.
Yeah.
And we were fucking losing it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Dracula Untold.
Yeah, you know what? I should have mentioned that one in the last episode.
Right.
Yeah. Fuck, man. So bad it just went out.
Yeah. You know, I owe you $50 for bringing that up. That's how silly that whole concept of that movie is.
Totally. Well, man, so is Vlad the Impaler ODP canon?
Oh, fuck yeah,
Is he one of our guys?
Yo, totally.
You know what? I think that if there's anybody that Zip Zap and Gleep Corp were going to come down and try to mess with, and they're like, you know what, you party way too fucking hard for us, guy.
They pull out, they see all the bodies, they're like, no, thank you.
That's more asses than we've impaled and probed.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we're going to go mess with Brexy now. No, thank you.
Let's see what they're doing in France.
Yeah. Not for me.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, Vlad the Impaler. Do you think he was kind of reclusive, or do you think he was more charismatic? Do you think he had
I think he had. Go ahead.
Did he have this kind of look, like the?
No, definitely not. I think he had that magnetic but also don't fuck with this guy kind of thing. Almost like a crime lord or something. Not this might be a bad example, but almost that Tony Soprano kind of thing where you want to be his buddy because he's the guy in charge, but he's a fucking murderer, so don't fucking cross him.
Yeah.
And he could kick your fucking teeth in it at any minute, you know what I mean? Or more it's probably better, more like a Jimmy Conway.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Jimmy the Jack.
He's a good guy, right? Until he's not.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what this guy was like. He had to project strength, so of course he's going to do some crazy shit every once in a while. When new people came into the country, they were probably like, there's something you got to understand about Dracula. He's fucking crazy. Yeah. Then they start telling stories.
And the thing is too, you know that he enjoyed it because of the mouse thing. If it wasn't just projecting strength, he was just
no, not the sharp one.
Yeah.
No, I think
he had a couple cellmates that were like,
Yeah, because you could. Well, you know what? I mean, dude, he was probably doing that shit for the same reason that dudes who go into prison like now
fight the biggest guy they see.
Exactly,
Right.
or just act insane or whatever. He probably went in there and had no problems because he was like, did you watch Boardwalk Empire? Remember when Chalky goes into prison, he has nothing to worry about because he's just like, he's even sitting there, the book is upside down. Yeah. Like the one guy starts fucking with it and the guy has no idea who he is. Yeah. But like, so he just like, hey, remember when I did this? Hey, over here. Like, and he like, and like, then he like realizes who it is. He's like, oh, fuck. That's the kind of energy.
And that guy becomes his like right-hand man.
Right, because then he beats the shit out of him at one point. Yeah. But like, that's the kind of, this dude had to project like Jimmy Conway kind of energy and kind of like that's just who he was. I don't think you ever see like there's those History Channel ones where it's like the guy's like, it's like they take Charles Manson and put the hat on. Yeah. It's like, that's not who Vlad the Impaler was. No, that dude was an astute military tactician. He was very much educated in all the ways of the time. Yeah. Yes, he was brutal, but that was the time that he lived in. So I think the dude was very smart, but used brutal tactics because that was the love language of the day.
The love language of the day. Yeah.
So
gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Hey man, they had it coming.
Yeah, right. They did have it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler, and what a luscious portrait they always show of him. Right? It's like, with the lips and the eyes and the fucking beads and the
very pronounced, nose and it's good. It's good.
No, man, he had a very prominent looking face. So I think the dude just just worked. He was one of those people that clicked for his time, and that's why he rose to the top.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I like it.
Yep, I like it too.
He's one of our guys. He's canon.
Yep.
And I hope everyone learned a lot from this one.
That our favorite characters, the two aliens and Vlad the Impaler, are all involved with probing asses.
Yeah,
that's our go-to.
Yeah.
We fuck around. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do here. Other Dangerous Podcast. But I mean, closing statements, any kind of...
closing statements, in my mind, Vlad the Impaler is Gary Oldman also because of the fucking Dracula movie.
Right. I guess my closing statements would be Bat Fist. Bat Fist decimating an army.
Sure. Video games. They literally stole it from Castlevania too.
Sure. They're like, it'd be cool.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Not to us. Well, all right, guys. I guess that's going to do it for this episode of Other Dangerous Podcast. I'm Ken James.
And I'm Jason McKittrick.
And as always, have a spooky evening.
Spooky.
Thank you for listening to Other Dangerous Podcasts. Have you encountered the other dangers? If so, you can email us at otherdangerouspodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to have a discussion about the paranormal, you can find us at Other Dangerous Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. There you can find submitted pictures, videos, and artwork from listeners. We are now streaming on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else podcasts are streamed. And after listening, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you the other danger.